What's up, y'all? I don't know why that makes me laugh every time. What up? What up, y'all? It's your boy, the one and only A Switch. Coming back at you again. Bringing you... Oh no, wait a minute. AKA the buttermilk bastard, aka the lazy-eyed leviathan, aka the taco meat tyrant. You see it. You see it. AKA the undisputed, uncontested social distancing champion. Bringing you yet another episode of Switch's Sights, which is, for those that may not know, a video game podcast, solo video game podcast, where I talk about just that. Today's date is June 3rd, 2021. We made it. Well, I mean, yeah, we're still here, so I mean, that must be good for something, you know. We still here. So also happy Pride Month to LGBTQ plus. Hopefully I got everything in there. You are appreciated and valued. Never forget it. Never forget it. Yeah. Well, I think we talked about it last episode, but at least in the gaming realm, there was supposed to be this Switch Pro that was at least heavily rumored to be premiering sometime this week. I think technically at midnight, which is that technically? I don't know what time zone that supposedly is, but supposedly that was supposed to be happening somewhere before me recording, I believe. I think at least the rumor was it was going to be before E3, but yet to be announced, shown. So I guess technically it could be next week, but who knows at this point. Maybe just all these credible sources just blowing smoke up our butt. We don't know. But yeah, outside of that, the gaming world, as we get ever so closer to E3 / Summer Game Fest, aka Video Game Christmas. That's really what it is, to be honest. Let's be honest. Video game, the second Christmas for video game fans, video game players, what have you. So, with all that being said, you know what? Let's stop the dilly-dallying and get right into it. Let me get my codes. Okay. First topic of discussion. So probably not a big surprise to anybody, considering that we haven't really seen much of it, but of course the follow-up to arguably one of the better, definitely one of the best games of 2018. I at least, not being fully aware of all the games that came out in 2018, because every subsequent year is a blur to me now because I play so many, but arguably one of the best games of 2018, God of War, or technically God of War reboot, even though it's not called reboot. You know what I mean. You know, where they basically, it's a God of War game, and it's a God of War. It's a new reboot, but they don't acknowledge it's a reboot. So you have to deduce that by it being on a new platform. So you're like, Resident Evil 2, that already came out. And then Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 2 for PS4. Oh, that's the new one then. So, you know, it's a mess. These reboots are getting out of hand. I mean, give me all of them though, but it's getting out of hand. All right, let's let that be stated, established, known, acknowledged. I've had enough, but I want more though. Don't stop. It's like I'm sorry for this analogy, but I mean I can't attest to this, of course, but I would assume somebody in this predicament would, you know, feel that way. But it's like you know, when you doing stuff with a hypothetical significant other, and then something goes in the wrong place, and you at first you're like, and then after a minute you're like, wait a minute, hold on. Somebody lock me up. Somebody lock me up. Throw away the key. I should end it. You know what? It's okay, let me stop, man. Yeah, so getting back on track. Santa Monica Studio. I guess technically this was following a letter, blog from Herman Holst, who's I believe he's the vice president of Sony PlayStation Studios, where they had a full Q&A session, and just out of nowhere he basically confirmed that God of War, well, I guess we did deconfirm that it's not Ragnarok, that it is actually in fact probably surprising, well, I had hope though, in fact delayed to 2022. It kind of makes sense at this point now, considering that we barely seen any gameplay or trailer. Since did we even get a logo? I think we got a logo. I think during the PlayStation 5 event, or announcement, or state of play, I think they just gave God of War. Everybody, oh my god, I can't believe it. So I guess that's pretty much all we got, which is just a logo. But I mean, well, hey, it's God of War. I mean, considering the last one, I mean, it's just bangers on bangers, so, but yeah, part of me had some hope that maybe just out of nowhere, maybe we just get like immaculate gameplay, and then maybe, shortly after, but it at least is good that they at least squashed it before E3. So at least, we are getting our hopes unrealistically up, and at least are in advance just aware, okay, we're probably, I don't think that will detract that. I think we're probably gonna still see God of War, some trailer teaser, I would guess. I think we'll still get that though. Probably not any in-depth gameplay, but I don't think I think it's still feasible for them to drop a trailer. Maybe not, but at least our expectations are tempered in that respect either way. I did read the article. It was a pretty insightful blog, whatever you want to call it, but it was a couple interesting tidbits outside of it that was interesting. I think for the first time they announced that Sony Bend is working on something else outside of Days Gone. They're working on yet another new IP. So that was, I think, new and then I don't think we got like literal. It might have been in that PDF doc that they released beforehand, but more than 25 titles in development, and almost half of them are new IP. So I think that's kind of crazy. I don't think we've got any like definitive details regarding that, but either way, it's good all around. I appreciate it. But probably the other biggest I guess revelation, I guess breeding ground for controversy was also they did confirm that the next God of War game will also be coming to PS4 as well. So I am kind of split on that. I mean, I obviously understand, especially considering the current situation with the PlayStation 5 and how what I'm thinking of a good analogy. Yeah, I guess it's basically like finding a needle in a haystack if you want to try to get one right now. You know, with the stock shortage, CPU or chip shortages and whatnot. It makes sense in that respect to, you know, not totally alienate the PS4 fan base if they can't even get their hands on one still currently. So that makes total sense. So I totally understand that. But I mean, I think I feel like, especially considering like we've probably discussed this before, like in past games or past games in development that have been multi-platform, generally are somewhat held back in some extent when it comes to, you know, doing multi-platform games, because I believe the general status quo, I've yet to see any like, I guess, deviation from it, that they normally develop for the, you know, lesser powerful console, in this case the PlayStation 4, and then you know, beef everything up off that like base version for the lesser powerful consoles. So which is why I understand why a lot of you know, probably PS5 owners are you know, I wouldn't say negative, but against them still developing games for PS4. But I mean, I think the PS4, you can't ignore the current install base for PlayStation 4. I mean, it just would be stupid to not even to not acknowledge them still, and they're still a pretty strong force. It just makes sense to still develop for PlayStation 4, especially, of course, obviously considering the current chip shortages with not even being able to get a PS5 right now. So makes total sense. I believe also Grand Theft Auto, not Grand Theft Auto. Man, when is that? I guess we gonna keep dreaming about that one. But Gran Turismo 7 also is gonna be on PS4. I think that's the more surprising one. I think considering like I've always just noticed Gran Turismo games like take forever to actually come out, and at least in this case to be multi-platform. That's kind of crazy. Considering like I don't even know when we're gonna see Gran Turismo. It feels like each one takes like, I don't know, maybe just my vapid memory, if you will. Actually, let's do a live fact check, because I am very curious about the development I guess spacing between the games. Let's see. So Gran Turismo 1, 97 $299, 301, 404, 5 2010, 6 2013, Sport, I guess that's somewhat of a branch, but 2017, and 7 is at least technically slated for 2022. So roughly, yeah, I guess the biggest gap is between 4 and 5, which is like, damn, 6 years. And it's pretty much 3 to 4 year gaps after that. So I guess I don't, at least not necessarily being tied to or playing these games, or being like intensely familiar with these games, just the release and all that. But I guess there was some side stuff too. Gran Turismo Concept 2002, Prologue 2003, Gran Turismo 4 Online, that was in 06. So I guess technically they had 5 Prologue in 07, and they had a PSP one. So I guess they did at least cover a lot of bases. I don't know. I always, for some reason, I thought these games were way more spaced out. I thought, in my head canon at least, there was always like a running gag that like how long it took for Gran Turismo games to come out. But this is speaking as somebody who hasn't necessarily like religiously followed, let alone played Gran Turismo games, so I can't even, that's probably maybe explains a lot. But either way, so it looks like we gonna get a fair amount of PS4 games going forward. I definitely see that being a theme, because I mean, when you look at PS2, PS2 had a lot of games still in development after like its technical end of life, I guess. I think it was mainly like sports games like FIFA and like what's the Konami equivalent? I think is it PES? No, I gotta look it up now. Let me fact check. Real live fact check. I think it's PES, Pro Evolution Soccer. Yeah, okay, I was right. Pro Evolution Soccer, and Madden. I'm not sure about 2K, but if anything, like the PlayStation was, I think it didn't like officially be done until like 2013 or something like that, and that was basically literally when the PS4 came out. So it's like technically the PS2 was still running alongside the PS3 all the way up until PS4. It's like, all right, what man, like 13 years. The president of PlayStation, like, all right guys, okay, all right, I think PS2 is run its course, guys. Let's shut it down. But I mean PS2 is an impeccable console though, all around. Just the capabilities, the craftsmanship, if you will. That the boy's sturdy. I still have mine from like 2001 when it came out. So I mean, and I played it a decent amount, a pretty damn good amount. So it makes sense. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna give the PlayStation 4 that much longevity. It'll probably be, actually, I think if anything, we'll probably still get like the sports games, since that just seems to always make a killing in general. So I'm pretty sure, just for the people that don't want to jump to the next generation, they'll probably still release the sports games probably well into the PS5 slice they go out for, I believe. I'm pretty sure, but I'm not sure if we'll still get like Sony exclusives still, like, let's say 3 years from now. I don't know, the pandemic though. The pandemic is like the super huge wrench that, like, I think just said fuck everything pretty much. So that's tough. It's tough, especially considering the environment. And you know, the PS4 is still a very viable console in its own right, I think. So who knows? I guess the future will tell. But I think to encourage people to buy in, and you know, people to basically just invest, I think we are still gonna get a good amount of PlayStation 5 exclusive also coming to PS4. I'm guessing, especially when you factor in a pandemic, I think at least 3 to 4 more years. Of course, I think there's still going to be some PlayStation 5 exclusives that just won't be feasible on PS4. Like, I think the Ratchet and Clank game coming out, I think that's still PS5 exclusive, considering all the capabilities that you cannot do on a PlayStation 4. You know, with the blazingly fast SSD on that thing. So, yeah. But hey, you know, I mean, it is what it is, you know. Just to read Santa Monica Studios' statement, since the release of the next God of War teaser last year, we've been humbled by the amount of love our community has shown us. We're incredibly grateful to see so many people excited to experience the next chapter of Kratos and Atreus' journey. We remain focused on delivering a top quality game while maintaining the safety and well-being of our team, creative partners, and families. With this in mind, we've made the decision to shift our release window to 2022. Thank you all for your continued support. We've got some exciting things in the works that we can't wait to show you. So at least it's definitely smart that they just nipped this in the bud before E3, because yeah, you you know how some gamers let me put a preface, some entitled gamers tend to be. Oh, man, God of War was supposed to come out in 2021. This just sucks. I'm sorry, that's the best I got. I can't be an incel. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Actually, I had it down at one point, but because I've gotten so out of touch with the incel side of the gamer community, it's hard to emulate the disgusting, vile nature of the hateful side of the gamer community. I don't know. I got to a president. I should give my is this the for those on audio, I got the the presidential hand, where it's like the thumb is right, the top of the thumb is connecting the index finger, and it's like I feel like this, like all presidents must be going to a science school or something. Like, I am here to tell you. Oh man, that is killing me. 'Cause it's so true. It's like literally almost every president I could think of. Well, with a couple exceptions, recent exceptions. Let's leave it at that. But that is, wow. That is like a just unknown, well, avoided revelation that I just had an epiphany. I accurately just had it this there. Oh man, I'm just tripping on so many fronts. So yeah. Hey, if you don't got a PS5, it's okay. PlayStation, like, we got you. We got you. Don't even worry about it. Moving on. XCOM. I have not played and that's the story. No. So XCOM, I feel like this is a story about it. I have it, but I've never played it, but I'm familiar. I've seen some gameplay of it. Basically a tactical, a real-time strategy. Is there a subgenre tactical RTS? Would it be, I'm not sure if is it real-time strategy if it's turn-based? I thought real-time strategy refers to like Command and Conquer and like StarCraft. Let's do a fact check. Let's squash it right now. Real-time strategy. RTS is commonly used in online gaming. It means real-time strategy. In this context, RTS usually military games that take place in real time and require players to direct their characters in combat against other players or NPCs. So I think by that definition, it doesn't. I think it would just be a strategy. Let's see. Turn-based tactical. TBT. I guess there's not. Well, there has been. I mean, I vividly remember General Chaos. That was a banger. If you have not played General Chaos on the Sega Genesis, you have not lived life. Let me tell you. You probably have, but your life was of a lesser meaning if you never went through life without playing. Was it Commander Chaos? I'm just blurry. Commander, I think it's General Chaos. General Chaos, yeah. They need to bring that back. Bring back General Chaos. I don't know who has. I think EA has the IP. I would assume because I think it was published. Yeah, it was published by Electronic Arts. So I would assume EA has the IP. General Chaos. It's a fun ass game. You kill people and they turn into skeletons. It's like, oh man, I don't know how to describe it. Just play it. Just look up some gameplay. It's good. General Chaos. I don't. Switching gears back. So XCOM. It just to paint the base. According to some Reddit leaks, or the Reddit thread, gaming leaks and rumors, which is, of course, always credible, of course. with that said, a grain of salt, but according to that there's going to be a lot of Marvel at E3 this year. It seems 2K has something cooking up on the RTS Marvel game, according to Reddit. And then, of course, the most probably reliable source when it comes to like leaks is Jason Schreier. He did pretty much confirm it, but with the caveat that it may not be announced at E3, but at least for sure that there is likely a XCOM Marvel game in the works. So I guess just think XCOM, but instead of aliens and soldiers, Marvel heroes, and probably obviously villains, which I think would be pretty cool. I'm trying to think if there's ever been, I know there probably has been there's probably a ton of shoddy mobile like strategy Marvel games, or at least for sure knockoffs. Like as soon as this probably came out, it's probably somebody, all right, let me knock this off right before before it even comes out. But I can't think of a strategy game based around like superheroes or Marvel heroes in general. I think there was that one game on PC. What was it called? Freedom Force? Freedom? I think it was Freedom Force. My curiosity is piqued. Believe it. Yeah, Freedom Force. Freedom Force. Tactical? Yeah, real-time tactical. I don't know. I think it may be controlled more like the Marvel Ultimate Alliance games, possibly. It seemed like it, but I think that's probably the closest we got to that, I'm guessing. But man, that's just random as hell. I just knew that. I totally did not just, I don't know what form of gray matter that was at in my head, but that information has not been recalled in I don't know how long. But wow, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Either way, I keep getting sidetracked. Yes, Marvel 2K Marvel game with XCOM with Marvel. That's Marvel game in an XCOM type universe style. That's pretty cool. I totally would give that a shot. Now just being this, like, I guess not semi-recent, but within the last 5 years, Marvel superhero comic nerd, I think I would definitely try it out. Hopefully this likely won't be at E3, at least according to the rumors, but maybe might get a little what's funny now in the environment now, we might just get jabs where they're oh well, man, looks like somebody stole our thunder and announced this early, but here's Marvel Xcom. somebody stole our thunder. It's like cute up what 60s sitcom theme. Somebody stole our thunder. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I would play it. I would play it for sure. I'm curious yeah. So I guess we did get confirmation somewhat regarding that fighting game from NetherRealm for Marvel. But we don't know if maybe it just feels like a missed opportunity that it wouldn't be against DC. That just will be like add to the spectacle, I think. But I digress. How's it going, HD Broski? Yeah, so pretty cool. I'm curious to what it looks like, so I can wrap my head around what it would look like if it actually is what they say it is. I'm down though. I am down. What else? I think there was something else. I think they also it was a leak that there might be a Borderlands spinoff featuring Tiny Tina. Sure, it's cool. I've kind of fell out of Borderlands since after 2. I have 3, but I've yet to play it. So I mean, if it depends what it is. It's hard to fathom it straying away. I mean, if we think in Tiny Tina, my head keeps going towards like a platformer, which I don't know. I feel like they would have some semblance of of genre to stick with people that are fans of Borderlands. I can't see them going that route. Tiny Tina platform. I mean, they could totally do that though. It just be weird. I think it'd be just too drastic of a genre to spin it off into. But I mean, they could do it. Seems to be the same style as all other Borderlands games, with multi-class heroes to play as. Spin-off is rumored since last year, so guess this isn't really new. Reveal should be expected at E3. So maybe it could be like the Borderlands pre-sequel, just like straight up more Borderlands, but just with presumably Tiny Tina as like the main hero or showcase here, whatever. I could see it. Yeah. Cool stuff though. I like it a lot. Moving on. Next topic of discussion. Nintendo Direct Live has been announced for June 15th. So get your get your Bowsette pictures ready, y'all. It's random. Get your Bowsette pictures ready. Get your salt and your Bowsette pictures ready. Man, that'd be kind of crazy though. So I think it's at least to kind of get in a slight prediction territory, but I think that would be kind of crazy. I was totally just guessing and just BSing, but yeah, man. What if Bowsette in Smash? That'd be kind of crazy. I don't think that would happen. It feels like Nintendo will be acknowledging, the would I say objectification of not really, but that's a stretch. I don't know. That would be cool though. I think that nobody would be expecting that. Maybe she be Bowsette, but be like she could morph into Bowser, and then like maybe be a blend of Peach and Bowser. Maybe I can't wrap my head around it, but I feel like I can't wrap my head around it, but I feel like it could still be possible. But I mean, I just threw that out the air out of nowhere, but I was like, you know what, that might actually work. Either way, get your Bowsette posters ready, cause get your Bowsette posters ready, cause I'm curious who could be the next Smash character. So far with this new season, actually, let me look this up real quick. Smash season. I think it's we're season 2, right? Fighters Pass season 2. So we got Min, Steve and Alex. I gotta do it. Let's hopefully. Oh, God damn it. Min, Steve and Alex, Sephiroth, Pyra, Mithra, and we got 2 left. You can't even throw Nintendo out of it now, where it's like, well, no, I think the caveat they said was that all of these characters are determined by Nintendo, or Nintendo has the final say, which, at least, I mean, if Sephiroth is any indication, it could still be anybody. I don't really count Minecraft because like Minecraft is so like huge, I guess, but last, I think we're just gonna get the one character. Who could it be? I feel like it's some new game coming out. I'm guessing, I'm a vaguely guess, but it's probably gonna be a character that is of an upcoming game coming out, either from Smash, not Smash, but Zelda, the Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, or Metroid, some like new character or whatever. What if it's, this is not gonna happen at all. I'm just, this is like you are smoking, but what if they put Lady Dimitrescu? Oh, you know what? Actually, that ain't a bad idea. Not the Lady Dimitrescu, but what if the Switch Pro rumors are true, which at least so far is it's a little iffy at this point. I think they are. It's still true, but with the Switch Pro, and you know, especially considering Monster Hunter Rise, how well that's been developed for the base Switch, I think they figured out the RE engine to get like Resident Evil 2 remake, 3 remake, potentially 8 to some extent, ported to this new Switch console. And with that, they will probably get, I'm guessing they would keep it as both. I think we would potentially get, Leon Kennedy / Jill Valentine. I think they might be able to make that work, if anybody. Nintendo has a pretty good relationship with Capcom. We got Mega Man in here. I think Resident Evil is one of the most popular franchises of all time. I think that actually now it makes sense. I'd say before the Switch Pro stuff, I would say it wouldn't, but now I think it does hold more weight now, especially now. This was the year of the 25th anniversary of Resident Evil 2, the original Resident Evil. So I think it could happen. And what if they bundle it? What if they bundle it with like the Resident Evil? They can even do that. They could even do that. That could be their excuse. The Resident Evil Classics collection that, you know, we've all been wanting as well, where you can actually play the original OG Resident Evils, you know, skip door scenes, freaking get the obscure ass green blood from the N64 version of Resident Evil 2. I'm just shooting all, I mean, come on, Capcom, you know what you know your fans. I could see that. Before in a yeah, I could see that. They bundle that with this new Resident Evil collection, maybe potentially exclusive to Switch. I'd be fine with that. If that's what it means to get Leon, Resident Evil crew in here, I would have. I mean, I'm just speaking purely of aspirations and desires. I would say Kiryu, but I mean, at this point, it just seems like Yakuza is never gonna come to the Switch. At this point, I mean, just Kiryu just can't get a break in any fighting game, at least now. I feel like Kiryu might come in Virtual Fighter 5 than any game at this point, considering that the game is directly from the engine. It seemed to be super easy to do that, but Yeah, I suspect either, like some enemy or I don't know, side character, but they have to be popular. That's like all these people. Well, I guess with the exception, I guess I can't even say that either. Like you got Min from Arms. Arms is not that popular. Not, I wouldn't say like crazy popular. Pure Mithra, that's, yeah, they're not that popular. But I mean, you know, Sephiroth and you know Steve and Alex. I don't even know that, but you know it's the Minecraft people. So I mean, yeah. So I think that does kind of add credence to my suspicions or predictions. I mean, either some upcoming Nintendo IP, new IP, or a character from the upcoming games, either the new Metroid or the new the Breath of the Wild sequel, I think is likely. That or Resident Evil. I think it's time. I think it's time. What what if I'm trying to fantasize it in order to like make it a reality. What if Resident Evil, like, you know, they give us the traditional Smash obscure, you know, guessing game. What game could it be? And then, you know, what would be pretty good? I'm trying to. It would have to be the Resident Evil, the Spencer Mansion. I think it would have to. It would. It would be a. It would be a giveaway. But I mean, yeah, it's it's hard to. I guess you could kind of play the fake out game in a lot of ways with it, but yeah, it would either be the Spencer Mansion or Raccoon City. Maybe you get more flexibility with Raccoon City, I guess. But I'm gonna call it right now. I'm doubling down. Resident Evil, Leon S. Kennedy / Jill Valentine. I'm gonna call it right now. They already in Dead by Daylight, so I mean, you know, they getting all these. They coming everywhere now. So I'm gonna call it Resident Evil. Resident Evil cross Smash Brothers, or you know how they do the Smash Brothers cross, whatever. Do they have Resident Evil inclusion yet? I think, do they have a me character? I don't think they do. Yeah. Maybe they do. I think there's a spirit card. Let me fact check. Live fact check. I think they did involve Resident Evil. Actually, that totally might break my theory. Yeah, so they do have Resident Evil spirits. I remember that. Yeah, so they for sure Resident Evil spirits. But are there me costumes though? Me costumes will be the nail in the coffin, I'd say. If there isn't, there's still a chance. Yeah, I think it's just spirit characters, which, yeah, so maybe it's got to be good and evil though. Yeah, because I mean, you know, Wesker is obviously the most iconic villain in Resident Evil. So maybe the Leon S. Kennedy and Albert Wesker. They will probably, you know, be Echo fighters, but not really Echo fighters. If that makes sense. They have enough to deviate from each other. It's possible. It's possible. I think it's possible. I am I am putting it to existence. Resident Evil slash Cross Smash Brothers Challenger Pack 10. It's happening. You get the iconic Resident Evil. They're gonna have to like make it. They're gonna have to remix it though to make it, to up tempoed or something. What if they have? Oh man, no. What if? What if they have the horrible music from Resident Evil director's cut? We gotta do it for educational purposes. This unfortunately has to be done. I'm sorry. I have to listen to it too. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Oh man. I think it's possible. What was it? Basement? I think it's this one. Oh God. Okay, that's enough. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had to, fellow listener, had to experience that. I apologize. But I mean, I had to get the point across. That'd be amazing if they somehow remix that. Like, man, this is kind of tight. Oh man, this is a bop now. I wanna bump this in the car. Yeah, I'm gonna claim it. We probably might get, outside of Smash, probably might get more a little bit more No More Heroes 3, which I totally would welcome gladly. Breath of the Wild 2, I think that's a given, unless what happened last time. I think the director, he came back, hey guys, so about Breath of the Wild 2, so we're gonna need more time. Thank you, have a wonderful day. I think that was pretty much, I know I'm totally paraphrasing, but I think that's literally how it went. Like, he just said, hey, the Breath of the Wild 2, we don't have nothing to show, we're still working on it, see you later. I believe that's how it went. Could be wrong, but pretty certain. I think we'll probably at least get some trailer about how different it will be from the original, or what new things they added to it. But I can see that. I think we'll finally, fingers crossed, get a new Metroid. I think it's gonna happen, or at least whatever this new Metroid is going to be. I believe at least a lot of people are saying it's going to be 2D, just a 2D one to kind of appease us until Prime 4 comes out. I could see that as well. I do agree with that. What else? What's been dormant? New Mario, maybe. I don't know about that. I mean, we did get Mario'd out this past year. Oh yeah, I forgot. Actually, scratch that. They killed Mario in March, so it's irrelevant now. Mario, they officially killed Mario in March with the vault. He's locked in the vault, and he died in there, so he's not coming back. R.I.P. Mario. Pour some. This is weird. This is kind of that's low key. Well, I mean, he's Italian. Pour some Prego out for Mario. R.I.P. It's Mamma Mia. I'm thinking of this meme that was killing me. Whereas I know it's all on Twitter, but basically it's got the chef, where it has the He's loading up a clip with some rigatoni rigatoni shells, and then he loads it up and Mama me. He points a gun to his head with some rigatoni shells. Mama me. It's so dumb, but I love it. F-Zero. I'm gonna be bold. And think I think F-Zero could come back. Everybody loves Captain Falcon, but we could love him more with F-Zero coming back. I think that would make sense. I doubt I have no credence on that at all, but I'm just shooting out things that would make sense basically. If it's actually practical, I don't know. Probably one more. I think the streets need Earthbound. I think they really do. I think we'll get Earthbound. What was it? Mother 3 that didn't come out in the West still. So I think we might get like a legit version of Mother 3. Hell, they might even freaking reboot the whole series, give like Earthbound collection or something. That'd be kind of cool. It may be a far shot, but hey, if you don't shoot for the stars, then what are you shooting for? All right, that's what they said. That's what my dad told me. If you ain't shooting for the stars, what are you shooting? I don't know. He didn't say that. At all. Yeah. So those are just things that may more than likely not happen. But you know what? If you're not dreaming, then what you doing? You know, if you're not dreaming, then you dead. That's what I say. Yeah, I think it's 45 minutes. 40 minutes, roughly 40 minutes of info focused exclusively on Nintendo Switch software. Mostly releasing in 2021, followed by 3 hours of gameplay in Nintendo Treehouse Live. So you could pack a lot into 40 minutes. I'm just saying, probably a good amount. A fair chunk is probably going to be the Smash stuff, I'm guessing. Maybe. I forgot about the Switch Pro, if it's true. If the rumors are still true that we'll get this Switch Pro announced before the Direct so people can announce their exclusive stuff for this Switch Pro, which hopefully is not called Switch Pro, but legitimately and deservedly Super Nintendo Switch. I'll say it again. Super Nintendo Switch. Please, Nintendo. Don't you dare. Don't f this up. Please. You have one job. Nintendo. I digress. Moving on. So, Borderlands 3. I've never played it. End of story. So Borderlands 3, there was some news revealed, at least by Randy Pitchford, that basically crossplay functionality that we all know and love, which is still kind of crazy to fathom now, considering we've been deprived of it for so long. But at least for PlayStation, is not going to be a thing. So I guess essentially for certification, and at least to read Randy Pitchford's tweet, good news or bad news first. Good news, an update for Borderlands 3 has been prepared for release that includes full crossplay support across all platforms. Bad news for certification, we have been required by the publisher to remove crossplay support for PlayStation consoles. So PlayStation putting that pinky up, you know. PlayStation PlayStation won't won't let you sit at the popular table. Going to lunch, PlayStation like, can I sit here? Like, no, that's not for you. Go somewhere else. It's not for you at all. You gonna find another seat. Okay, all right. That's PlayStation right now. Well, I mean, I think it's technically not a big surprise, at least previously, that like how PlayStation, at least out of all the, console companies, has generally been the most, I mean, I'm not going, put my feet around, but, BS and, or, being the most, not to play nice with other consoles when it comes to crossplay, which is kind of weird now, considered that like, so many games are now crossplay, now after that whole uproar. So hopefully maybe Sony may turn around, but we'll see. It's just like, just make crossplay just mandatory, man. It just makes life easier for everybody. just do it. I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. Especially now in pre-COVID environment now that, I mean, regardless, it should be, but it's still annoying that this stuff is still happening. For the players, though. For the players. Ironically, for the players, though. So, hopefully they may learn. They may turn around after people yell at them enough. But, I mean, it's just Borderlands, but still. It just doesn't make sense. Especially considering that other platforms, games, have allowed it. I don't know, maybe Borderlands doesn't have that much pull, I guess. I don't know. But I mean, Call of Duty, Fortnite, I think Apex Legends somewhat semi-recently got it. Not to mention the various other games. Like, what are you doing, PlayStation? My God. Moving on. Probably if you've been following Streets of Rage 4 news, it's no surprise that we got yet another character announced. And my God, he is so glorious. You know him, I know him, everyone. Please welcome Shiva. Shiva, everybody. Shiva. He walks in, Rhino Crash destroys the whole set. If I had a talk show, Shiva, oh man, the trailer came out for him. He looks so damn good. He freaking literally deflect weapons now. So now he's like not totally useless. Like, at least in all previous Streets of Rage games, he couldn't pick up weapons at all, but at least now he gets some like more practicality to his character, where he's like he is the type that would like literally deflect weapons. I think he can, like, I saw him like kick up a rake or something like that. He is so cool. He is so cool. I want to be like him. He's so cool. Oh, and he got air combos. He could do his signature one. I think this is the one exception that I've seen where, like, boss characters in the game, when they are translated from a boss to a playable character. They're like hella like weak as hell, nowhere near close to, being the boss. But man, I'd have to say potentially he might be like way more powerful than his like boss, quote unquote, counterpart. I just would like this to come out already. Just please come out. Please come out. .emu, Guard Crush, Lizard Cube, if you listening. Please. Just give it to us. I don't care if it's a rough state. I don't care if it'll okay, I might care if it blows up my console, but that's besides the point. I just wanna please let me play this, please. Oh man, freaking Estelle, freaking Max Thunder. Yeah, we got Shiva. This game needs to come out. DLC. This DLC needs to come out soon. Hopefully, I am very much hoping we'll get like a shadow drop at E3. I'm guessing Keely's event, Summer Games Fest. Streets of Rage 4 Mr. X Nightmare DLC is out now. Yes. Thank you. But we'll see. We'll see. I want to see it now, though. We'll see, but I want to see it now, though. Yeah. Let me stop gushing. Moving on. House of Dead. I gotta do it. The House of the Dead. I'm sorry, that was a little more blacker than that. Like the House of the Dead, and that's kind of. It sounds like a remake, House of the Dead remake. Love me some House of the Dead. Got a couple of details regarding the Switch port that was announced at the. What was it? The one of the Nintendo Directs, the Indie Direct, I think they called it. So we just got the trailer, but that was about it. We didn't get really much to, suck our teeth on. I don't. Do you suck your? You know what I mean. So at least some of the details, according to their Twitter, coming first on Switch, but they are testing on 4 different platforms. So it's probably a given. It'll probably be eventually come on Xbox and PlayStation and Steam. I think that's pretty much a given. Shooting, they're shooting for 60 FPS docked on the Switch and 30 FPS on handheld, and then 720p resolution docked and handheld. UI has been redesigned. Classic mode, so basically original game with updated graphics. Horde mode, which are fast-paced, 15 times the number of enemies. Oh, wait a minute. Unlockable characters and other things. Several control options offered, including Joy-Con sticks and gyro controls. Which that's one point I am very, at least I feel I'm gonna be pretty critical about, at least considering my only other experience with using the Joy-Cons as like a Wiimote, just to see if it's gonna be legit, because it's gonna have to be like pinpoint accurate. And I think this is probably one of the first games that I can think of excuse me, that I could think of that actually uses the Joy-Cons to aim. Maybe there's like some shovelware games, or probably like what the inundated, like store for Nintendo store for all the, like, you know, shovelware, like mobile games they transferred over. But I think this is probably the first this might be the first like legit, I guess, AAA game that heavily incorporates aiming, like with the Joy-Con in the sense of a Wiimote. So be very curious to see how that actually, you know, plays out. But I will keep the faith, hope it does actually perform as it should or would, but we'll see. Time will tell, you know. Remade voice acting purposely bad, quote unquote bad, which I love. I think I'm all for maintaining the authenticity of House of the Dead, which, you know, essentially is a B movie, like kind of somewhat of a satire of a B movie to an extent, but, you know, just bad acting, and, you know, at least in the context of this game, bad voice acting. G is over there. What was it? Oh man, it's a lot of memorably bad voice acting quotes. I think G is over there. I love it. I will eat that up. I don't care. Music extremely inspired by the original. No option to listen to the original's OST, which I think that's kind of a bummer. I love playing you know, original games OST after I play the remade version generally. So hopefully they may be able to get that in. The engine is Unity, like Panzer Dragoon remake. HD Rumble for gun shooting effects. Love me some HD Rumble. I'm all for that. For research, the team played the original game via original hardware and emulation. So I think technically the only time I played the first Walking Dead was like at a movie theater I would go to. I think I never beat it though. So this is additionally cool, the fact that, like, you know, especially I think most people who haven't played the arcade version, I think most people have generally probably been exposed to the second one, since the second one was like on Dreamcast, and I know it got ported to like the Xbox, and then it came to the Wii. So I think most people at least initially got exposed to The Walking Dead that way, I would assume, if not the arcades as well. But pretty cool that we'll have at least another avenue to see where it all began, where it all started. So hopefully this means that the sequels aren't that far behind to follow. Like, I feel like the 2 and 3 port is probably going to be super easy. At least they maybe use the source code from the Wii version or something like that. But I love it. I love me some The House of the Dead. I love it. I love it so much. Yeah. A lot to look forward to, man. Love it. With all that being said, I think that will conclude the news for this week. So let's get into what I've been playing. Hope everybody had a wonderful Memorial weekend, by the way. Totally forgot we had that. It felt like it went by super fast. So at least, of course, still putting that time into Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I think I'm pretty close to beating Mass Effect 2. Last night finished all of the loyalty missions. For those that don't know, the loyalty missions, at least with Mass Effect 2 specifically, each person in your crew has a loyalty mission that you generally get by at least talking to the person, to each crew member, generally, and then they give you a loyalty mission to do, and when you do that and finish it, they become become loyal. Wow, what a concept. And then that, well, it gets fuzzy kind of, but that generally solidifies them for the most part not dying on the suicide mission, which is basically, I guess, spoilers for like what, a 15-20-year-old game, but dang, I don't think it's been that long. It's been like, I think it came out in 2011, but 9-year-old game. Okay. So yeah, we're getting close to that suicide mission. At least I remember last time I played on a 360, I did manage to save everybody. Hoping to do that again. I got all the ship upgrades, I believe, with I think a couple exceptions in terms of the minor armor and weapon boosts. But I think I have enough to get the wheels rolling to actually beat 2 and hopefully get everybody out alive. That is the that is the aspiration. So that's at least where I'm at, I think, so far. I got Legion. We are Legion. Oh, that's so cool. I love that quote. Got Legion, and I think technically this next mission is the suicide mission. I've been trying to do everything I can before that, but I think I got to the cutoff point, where the part of the game where it's like, hey, man, this is probably going to be the last time you can do anything before you do this. So wink, wink. This is probably where the game is about to end. Wink, wink. So, yeah, I've thoroughly been enjoying it. Let me get into just a little side note of my Space Hoe Chronicles real quick. I would not be a Space Hoe. Well, I mean, I would, because it's Mass Effect. I tried to be a Space Hoe. It didn't it didn't work out that well. So I wanted to get with initially I got with Miranda. At least, she said, hey, Shepard, I want to, if there's some quiet time, I'm coming in that room. I'm like, all right. Okay, Miranda. All right. Let's do it. Yes. And then Jack, I kind of, part of me kind of liked her being bad, but then I was like, I don't know if I just want her to be bad all the time. So, I kind of maybe strung her along. She got mad at me though. So, and then she knows I'm talking to Miranda. So I'm kind of screwed at that point. So I was like, I don't even know what I'm going to do about that. But and then Tally Zora, I helped her on her mission, our loyalty mission, save her, conceal the secret of her dad and whatnot. She really feeling me too, but I'm like, I mean, just her whole, her whole like immune system, and she got to be in a suit all the time. It's like, how's that gonna work? I'm just gonna kiss your helmet. I can't. I'm not gonna try to kiss the metal on your helmet all the time. I want give me some human touch or something. I'm just something. I mean, I think she unsuits herself like in a rare scene or something like that if you romance her or something like that. But she knows that I'm dating Miranda. So it was like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So, and then any other context, this would be so off. But either way, Samara, I ain't gonna lie, Samara is pretty attractive. So I was like, let me try to talk to Samara, and you know, she was like, hey, if I was younger and you know I was in my, I think she essentially said if I was in my whole phase, I would you know, I would she was direct about it. She's like, I'll throw you on this floor right now. Like, whoa, okay, all right, Samara. Then she like, don't tease me like that. But I think technically you can't romance, at least in 2. I don't think believe me, I looked it up. I don't think you can romance Samara in 2. She, at least from what I read after I was turned down, she said that, you know, I think she says because her code of being a Justicar, she can't or won't, can't and won't. And then she wants something more meaningful. And she was like, man, she spit some real stuff. She's like, I don't want to have sex if I'm you know, if there's no emotion to it. I was like, damn, Samara, I felt that. Cause I mean, truth be told, I mean, if I could romance Samara, I would, but the fact that she's not romanceable, you know, hey, it's like, all right, I guess I'll be with Miranda. So just a little light into the Space Hulk Chronicles. Just my shepherd is just a little manhole, you know. Any other predicament environment? No, not at all. I don't have the heart for it or anything, but you know, it's like, I mean, you don't get renegade points for it, you know. Like, let me just do as what ship commanders do. I don't know. Either way. Oh man, if like somebody just eardropping into the conversation of hey, yeah, I was trying to do this alien, but she was like, she I had to take the suit off and, you know, her helmet and yeah, but either way, thoroughly enjoying the Legendary Edition 2. I really enjoyed it, but I'm not sure if it's like, I keep trying to think, like, I don't know. I guess my biggest indicator of like, if this is one of the best games of all time is like immediately right after I'm done, like, do I want to play it over again? Which I guess maybe the suicide mission might be the refresher I need for that. Like this is why you replay it, but I'm still just trying to see, like, the combat's really good and everything, but I mean, it's long. I mean, for my standards, it's long, but yeah, I'm still trying to see, like, what I remember last time was like, man, this is a really good game. So I think it's the suicide mission I recall. I remember so many things potentially being wrong with that, but either way. Mass Effect 2 Legendary Edition. Yeah. Also got around to playing some Knockout City, which is basically the dodgeball game that EA showed at I think it premiered at the Nintendo Indie thing, I want to say, or maybe they additionally showed that there, but either way. Knockout City. It is pretty damn fun, I have to say. I played roughly about 3 hours or so. It is fun as hell, and it's surprisingly like deep in terms of like its mechanics. It kind of has a very, very like a very easy to learn, hard to master vibe, where, you know, you can easily grasp some things down, but there's a lot more deeper, intricate, complicated, not necessarily complicated, but more intricate stuff that gets pretty interesting. Like I would assume at higher level play, which is pretty cool. But you know, I was you know, throwing throwing little curveballs and you know, throwing I don't even know what you call the dodgeball throws, but throw a little I don't know, little vertical slice. I don't even know what you call it, but you know, I was giving them a little feints, giving them the feint throws, and then you know, feinting the throw, and then really throwing it, and then you know, getting some KOs there. It's pretty fun though. Just the whole, and I can't even think of. Well, I mean, there's definitely been dodgeball games, but at least this is the most notable one, of course, that at least comes to mind. But it is pretty damn fun. You know, it's got the right blend of you know, environmental traps that get in the way. Like, you know, it's a lot of times I was like, you know, focusing solely on trying to dodge, trying to either catch or dodge the ball, and then, you know, one way or another I end up like falling to my death. I like the really cool factor that you can like ball up and like, you know, incorporate teamwork with other people, and like when you do ball up and you hit a person with yourself, I guess you insta KO a person instead of like it taking 2 hits from just a standard ball. I like the cool I guess power weapons, what's I guess considered power weapons for this type of game, where it's like a football, which is essentially like I guess a take on a sniper rifle. You have a I think it's called multi-ball, where I guess is basically, I didn't play with it enough to get a full grasp of it, but it seems like it's basically just multiple balls that you can throw. Like, I think if you throw one, you get another instantly, rather than traditionally, if you just have a standard dodgeball, if you throw it, you have to pick it back up, or if they catch you, you know, that whole dynamic. But I think that's the concept behind the multi-ball. I think it's called a bomb ball. I want to say bomb ball, but basically right when you pick it up, the timer like goes off instantly. I think it's like, it felt like 10 seconds or so, where you know, have to throw it, or your ass is KO'd essentially. Was that it? Oh, there was I think it's called a jail ball, I believe, where you basically, if you throw it at the person and I think they get hit by it, they'll instantly turn into a ball. And I guess that's kind of the risk reward type deal with the game, where if you turn into a ball, you can potentially get grabbed by the enemy and they could just generally just throw you off the cliff and you're screwed. Or you can, like, on some real disrespectful stuff, throw yourself at your teammate and then, you know, knock them out that way, which is just disrespectful. Now, if you it feels like somewhat of the teabag equivalent of this game. It feels like, you gonna hit me with my own teammate? Really? Now I gotta beat your ass. I don't know. The levels are pretty cool. Like, each one feels very different and dynamic, which is, you know, I think helped make the game feel way more engaging than it would otherwise. Like, you got a lot of very potential for death traps and stuff like that. Like a bridge that goes across you're fighting on a skyscraper essentially. I'm trying to think of the other boards, but yeah, it was like a train station one, like somewhat of an urban type location. At least the vibe feels very I feel like there's some term for it, but I can't like mentally figure it out. It's something like 60s retro but modern, kind of like a 60s aesthetic, but a 60s bowling aesthetic aesthetic, 60s bowling aesthetic, but with a modern, I guess, take on it, if that makes sense. I don't know. Yeah, it's hard to describe, but that's hopefully I'm kind of doing it justice. But I guess kind of think about that. Probably the other, I guess, the big just I don't know, it takes some getting used to, if anything, but just like something about the character designs just feel like wrong. I guess if that's the best way to describe it. Like if you remember that whole Momo-kun like meme thing, just think about that, but just like that, but be a character editor for this game. That's what it kind of felt like, where just like all the characters just look, I mean, I don't want to say ugly, but I mean, not cute though, you know. Which, I mean, I don't know. I guess personally I just wanted a different facial aesthetic that isn't as abrasive, I guess. But I mean, it is a dodgeball game, so I don't know. But I mean, yeah, just yeah, that's how I can describe it. They look a little rough, to say the least. But outside of that, kind of wish there was some more diversity and, like, I guess creative freedom in terms of making your character you. You know, I guess it's like a minor nitpick, but it's like you just feel like your character isn't unique because, like, you have another character that's dressed exactly like you, and it's like, oh well, there goes my diversity. I'm not unique. I don't like this game. But I believe when you go to the higher tiers and ranks, you unlock more clothing options and stuff. So I would assume when it gets to a certain point, it'll there will be a little bit more diversity in that respect and more room for uniqueness there. I know this game was free to play for a long time. I think it ended this over Memorial Weekend, I believe, but then I believe recently they extended that now to where you can pretty much play the game for free anytime, but only up to level 25, I believe. And then there you have to pay for the game if you want to play after that. So I think that's a pretty cool entry point. I was playing it on Xbox. I think it's Game Pass. I think Game Pass / EA Pass, which I believe it's free to play after that, but I haven't gotten past level 25 to fully confirm that. But I think it technically is Xbox Game Pass, more or less. So if you have that, you are good. But yeah, man, pretty fun. Surprisingly, way more fun than I thought. At least when I initially saw the gameplay trailer for it, I was like, oh yeah, this actually does seem pretty cool. And it actually is straight up legit. It's pretty fun. You know, hitting them. You just love the dodgeball when when the ball, that sound it make when the ball hit them in the face, you know, like, you know, I can't even do the sound justice, but you know, it's something so satisfying about that. Just hitting them. And then they do the whole rag to, they do is it goats? I think it's goats. I believe it's goats. They just hopping and then just randomly they muscle stiffen up and they can't move. It's some like subconscious satisfaction in that I definitely find very fulfilling. So definitely recommend it if you haven't played it yet. It's pretty damn fun. Knockout City. Yeah. Monster Hunter Rise, actually played a bit of that with some of my roommates. Pretty fun. Did I beat Teotra? Yeah, I did. So I think I'm level 49 or 50. Either way, I think I beat Teostra, which is one of the DLC monsters. I know I got a long way to go. They said my cap is now locked from what 50 to 999. I'm like, I'm probably never gonna get there. I just love too many other games, but I'll probably at least try to fight the remaining monsters I haven't, the DLC added monsters, as well as probably some of the hyper monsters. That at least is the goal or aspirations. If other games get in the way, that's another discussion, but it's good, man. I'm still amazed by how graphically like flawless Rise is on just the base Switch. It's just still making me just fantasize about how this would look on a Switch Pro if that's real. And I gotta stop calling it the Switch Pro, because I want it to be the Nintendo Super Super Nintendo Switch. Please, Nintendo, listen. Super Nintendo Switch. One job, Nintendo. One job. Do not fuck it up. Thank you. Yeah. And Virtual Fighter 5. Virtual Fighter 5. Oh, nope. I forgot it. Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. I gotta put more emphasis on it. Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. I probably could have been more enthusiastic, to be honest, but Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown. I've yet to play it online yet. I was playing it locally with my roommates and get my butt whooped. I'm not gonna spare you the details. I was humbled in some respects, but as somebody who's not been playing that game for how long, I'm fine with it. I'm gonna try some of the online matches when I get done with Mass Effect. Get my build my self-esteem up, beating up people who've never played Virtual Fighter. That's what I need. I think that's what I need. I need some self-esteem built. Just to beat some ass of people that don't know how to play the game. I just it's just sometimes you just need that. It's like basically like Call of Duty when you play it around December. That's around Christmas. That that's noob hunt season. So sometimes you just need that self-esteem built. Just to get the train going. You gotta put the coal in the steam works to get the train started. You know what I mean? And that's it's pretty much how I feel about Virtua Fighter. I'm very I guess interested in all the customization options. I never got to mess with like the deep customization options of the characters in Virtua Fighter 5 on the 360. I was potentially gonna do that, but I'm like, well, it's no use because nobody's playing. I can't, expose my nipples to, just people I'm not gonna play with. I have nobody to show my nipples to. I like to play my characters. I like to play my characters. All right, let me. Maybe it's a bias. I don't know. I like to play my character shirtless with with the nipples out. Ideally with some slacks and dress shoes. Depending on how I feel. I mean, I may or may not put on a beret if the occasion suits it. All right. Hey, I may or may not have a preference. Okay. that just keeps me at peace, you know. Just saying. But yeah, it definitely seems like the character customization is super deep. I think it's only $10. Yeah, I guess that's another thing too. It's currently free on PS Plus right now. So if you get it, you can play it free. But there is a $10, I forgot what they call it, retro pack or something, but it has a lot of stuff actually for $10, where it has like freaking 160 tracks from, I guess, I'm assuming literally all of the previous Virtual Fighter games. And what else? It was some retro classic costumes where they look like a lot of the characters look like the like Virtual Fighter 2 counterparts, like super blocky and polygonal, essentially. And then of course like the super deep character customization stuff, where there's seems to be like a plethora of character customization you could do. So I could probably make Kiryu in this game, and that'll probably be at least a consolation of not actually having Kiryu Kazama in the game. So hey, I'm gonna live these aspirations out. I'm a noob hunt with all these people getting this game on PS Plus since it's free. I'm like, gotta show them, hey, this is Virtual Fighter. All right, this is my it's my domain. No noobs allowed. But seriously though, I hear, actually not really being that deep into playing Virtual Fighter like seriously, I hear the Virtual Fighter community is one of the most welcoming, friendly communities out there. So that definitely gives me some confidence, some comfortability to at least shake, I don't know, touch people. I mean, not like that, but you you know what I mean. Just maybe play this game longer than 3 months or 1 month or 2 weeks, which is generally my MO. We'll see. I mean, one of the things that definitely appeals to me about Virtual Fighter is how basic it is. For those that may not know, it's just basically punch, kick, guard, and basically just a combination of those button inputs where you can, you know, deviate and do a lot of stuff. But just based off those pillars alone, I think just that ease of accessibility kind of puts it on the same, like, I guess, same line as Tekken, where, you know, it's like basically a button masher's solace, if you will, where they essentially can just, like, you know, just hit buttons methodically and win, essentially. So which you can I've seen when I was playing with my roommates, you could technically do. You could be cheap as well, which I guess that applies to most fighting games, so I can't even really say that 100%. But either way, thoroughly enjoyed Virtual Fighter. I did hear, though, I know specifically with the online, which is generally like make or break for literally any fighting game in these days. I hear like the online is kind of hit or miss, and I think it purely depends on where you're located. And it's like I've heard like both sides to the story. But I guess the interesting part is that it seems like this game is doing something different than Rollback, that at least is trying to, I don't know, push the ball forward, if anything, where they're using like Google Relay servers or something like that. Which actually I'm trying to pull up. There's like some like locations or something like that. That I heard they like directly pull from or something like that. I know there's for sure is one in, there's like one in LA and a lot of various other ones. So at least technically I'd be good, but I don't know. yeah, at least I'm looking up Event Hub's coverage on it. So, Virtual 5 Ultimate Showdown may use dedicated or relay servers for online play as early netcode impressions emerge. And their official statement: with Virtual Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown release now less than a day away, many in the FGC who managed to get an early copy began sharing their early impressions of the game's online play, which everyone has been curious about once it was confirmed to not be using rollback netcode. On top of that, Ultimate Showdown producer Aoki Mioi recently spoke to Game Cross about the Aoki Miorigi recently spoke to Game Cross about the game's netcode, new features, plans, blah blah blah. Starting out with the net PlayStation impressions, most people who took Virtual Fighter 5 online reported that it ran well a majority of the time, even under cross-country or cross-continental conditions, which is kind of like crazy. So it seems to be like purely dependent on it, contingent on like how close or your location is based on the relay servers. But I'm trying to find, there was like a map that somebody found, but I'm not finding it. Somebody had a yeah, so there's somebody's breaking down the net code. Actually, I'm gonna look at this later. This is actually in depth. I'm fascinated. But yeah, essentially it's based on where you're located. I know it's probably it seems to be in the bigger, populated, understandably, obviously populated cities and, strategically placed, but it's somewhat of a mixed bag. I believe essentially it depends on where you're located is, I guess, what determines your quality of like online matches. So yeah, I guess just something to keep in mind. But it's weird. Some people say it's horrible, but other people say it's totally fine and good. So I don't know, but I'll probably definitely next episode get my impressions, at least my experience playing it, to see. But yeah, Virtual Fighter 5 is back. Well, 1 week until Guilty Gear Strive comes out. It was a little could have been a little bit better timing, but I mean it is free, so I mean that is a pretty competitive factor when you like compare it. Well, if you have PS Plus, when you compare it to Strive, Guilty Gear Strive. So yeah, Virtual Fighter. Gears 5, played a little bit more Gears 5. kept playing some more matches of that gun game mode. This shit is funny as hell. Yeah, so it is for sure like when you literally shoot the gun, they do make like Cole makes the shooting sound, pew pew pew. And that in of itself, I'm like, you sold me. I have to play this now. So I'll play like a good session in like probably like 4 or 5 matches, I want to say. Outside of that, yeah, that was pretty much it. I think I played a little bit of Cold War, but nothing notable outside of that. So all that being said, let's get into what I've been watching real quick. It's literally only one thing, and that thing is Family Guy. Been watching here and there, just funny stuff. I'm curious, did I miss Loki? I think Loki's coming out either this week or next week. I think it's on Wednesdays now. When is it coming out? Because if not, that is immediately on the agenda. Oh, June 9th. So I think that's next week. Next Wednesday, I think. Yeah, next Wednesday. So Okay, part of me thought like, oh no, how could I miss Loki? I am not a Marvel fan. Oh no. So yeah, definitely have some Loki impressions next episode for sure, because that is looking pretty tight as well. Marvel is about to keep this streak going, man. These TV series, my goodness, I'm surprised. I really am. Cool. With all that being said, I think that will conclude episode 107, Switches Sites. Thanks for listening and or watching. Greatly appreciate it. If you want to catch me live, you can catch me live on Twitch TV/aswitch, where I do record this live. You can also catch archives of the video form of this podcast on youtube.com/aswitch as well. But until next time, y'all, get your damn game on. Oh yeah. Nobody's safe.